Jon Stewart's brutal takedown of Prince Harry's Invictus Games speech leaves audience in stunned laughter. It was supposed to be a moment of inspiration, a heartfelt tribute to wounded warriors and veterans who had sacrificed everything for their countries. But when Prince Harry stepped onto the stage at the Invictus Games 2025, what the world got instead was a speech so self-absorbed, so disconnected, that it left many wondering, was this really about the veterans, or just another chapter in Harry's personal redemption tour? And no one captured this disastrous performance better than Jon Stewart. On The Daily Show, Stewart took the Duke of Sussex to task in a way that was both hilarious and scathing, a takedown so brutal, even the audience wasn't sure whether to laugh or cringe. Love keeping up with the British royal family? Hit subscribe and never miss a moment of royal news. An empty speech, a self-absorbed prince. Jon Stewart wasted no time dissecting Prince Harry's speech, calling it a masterclass in saying nothing while acting like you're saying something profound. With his signature deadpan delivery, Stewart mocked the prince's vague platitudes, dramatic pauses, and his apparent need to make the entire event about himself. Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here today to witness the royal art of saying absolutely nothing, Stewart quipped, perfectly mimicking Harry's slow, deliberate tone. The comedian then went on to break down the speech's lack of substance, pointing out how it was filled with cliché motivational lines that could have been copy-pasted from any AI-generated speech. "You are strong. You are brave. You are warriors," Stewart mocked. "Wow, thank you, Prince Harry. Never heard that one before. So original. So meaningful. Really honoring the veterans with that one." And it only got worse from there. A speech more about Harry than the heroes. One of Stewart's biggest criticisms? The speech felt more like Harry's therapy session than a tribute to the veterans. Instead of focusing on the incredible resilience of the wounded soldiers, Harry kept slipping into personal anecdotes about his struggles, his journey, his growth, as if the audience was there to hear about his life story, not their own. At one point, I thought he was about to say, "And that's why I, too, am a warrior, for surviving the horrors of Netflix deals and tabloid gossip." Stewart joked, making the audience burst into laughter. This self-indulgence didn't go unnoticed by actual veterans at the event. Many reportedly felt let down, expecting a speech that would uplift them but instead getting a monologue of self-reflection that had little to do with their experiences. The mockery of the delivery. If the words themselves weren't bad enough, Jon Stewart had a field day tearing apart Harry's dramatic delivery. Pausing every few words. Staring meaningfully into the crowd. Acting as if every sentence carried the weight of history, even though he was just stating generic motivational fluff. This speech wasn't a speech, it was an audition for a dramatic role in a movie that no one asked for. Stewart laughed. He even physically mimicked Harry's exaggerated expressions, throwing his hands in the air, nodding solemnly, taking deep breaths between words, as if he was imparting some earth-shattering wisdom when in reality he was saying absolutely nothing. Compared to true leaders, Harry fell flat. Stewart then drew an unflattering comparison between Harry's speech and those delivered by actual leaders and veterans at past Invictus Games. He played clips of past Invictus Games speeches, powerful, passionate, deeply personal addresses from wounded soldiers who had fought on the front lines. Each one was raw, real, and filled with genuine emotion. Then, cutting back to Harry's speech, Stewart dramatically sighed. "And here we have Prince Harry," he said. "A man who was born into luxury, spent a few years in the military, and now wants us to believe he understands the struggles of war heroes, because he had a tough time with the British press." The stark difference was almost painful to watch. Veterans and social media react. Unsurprisingly, the online reaction was swift and unforgiving. Veterans who attended the event voiced disappointment and frustration, with some saying they expected a speech about them, their sacrifices, and their victories, but got an empty performance instead. "We don't need a pep talk from someone who abandoned duty," one veteran reportedly said. "We need leadership, not another celebrity-style monologue." Social media erupted in agreement. Did he seriously just spend 10 minutes talking about himself at an event for wounded soldiers? One user tweeted. Prince Harry's speech sounded like it was generated by ChatGPT. All fluff, no soul. He's so disconnected from reality it's actually embarrassing. Even some of Harry's usual defenders struggled to justify his lackluster speech, with many acknowledging that his connection to the military, once his strongest public asset, is now fading fast. The fallout: is Harry losing his audience? This latest embarrassment raises a bigger question. Is Prince Harry losing credibility, even among the groups he once had the strongest support from? The Invictus Games were once Harry's greatest achievement, a project that truly showcased his ability to connect with wounded warriors and veterans in a meaningful way. But now, his speech felt more like a half-hearted, self-serving attempt to stay relevant than a genuine tribute. And with public trust in him already at an all-time low, this might be the moment that even his strongest supporters start tuning out. As Jon Stewart wrapped up his brutal monologue, he left the audience with one final thought. Maybe next time, Prince Harry should remember, it's not about him. And with that, the segment ended, leaving viewers laughing, but also thinking. What do you think? Is Prince Harry losing his touch? Or was Jon Stewart just being too harsh? Let us know in the comments.